Hello, hello, hello. This is ILApod and another try to record reaction in English. It's again new video from Gigguk about fall season. Previously I watched his video about summer season, and right now I'm ready to finally watch the video about new season. Before we start, I really want to know how you feel about this fall season. Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe some titles was a pleasant surprise. Some of them definitely disappointed you, but maybe it was okay. For me, this season is not the best of all time, but I still found a decent amount of titles to watch later, because I still have an enormous backlog, because I'm a relatively new anime watcher. So let's begin.
Now that we're getting closer to the end of the year, in my opinion so far, 2024 hasn't quite reached the caliber of previous years yet. Not that it's been a bad year for anime by any means, but the last few years it felt like full-on juggernaut years of anime, but fall 2024 could be about to change all that. We've got massive new shows, massive returning shows, hidden gems, more shows anyone could reasonably keep up with, and even following a summer anime season full of love and romance, we still have our dose of wholesome romances like Blue Box and, what's this? Wait, this is the complete opposite of wholesome. Who the hell would get invested in a love story like...
Yeah, it's not about gentle love. So romantic.
Oh no, she's hot.
I think this season is all about continuation, but new anime also.
Well, okay, seems simple enough.
どこにしようか。そう固くならないで。時和くんとこれを楽しめるなんて嬉しいな。はい、笑って。
Ladies and gentlemen, they finally made it. Canonically straight yaoi. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Is this for the usual fan base? Is this a hit up a whole new demographic? Or as my wife calls it, is this just yaoi for cowards? All I'm saying is, boys, have you ever looked at your bro and thought, damn, I'm straight but bro's looking good today? Now, what if your bro still looks like a bro, acted like a bro, talks like a bro, but was actually a girl dressed up as a bro? You ever thought how'd that make you feel? Yeah, me neither. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes it takes a real woman to be best boy. Summer only gave us a handful of high-profile sequels, but there's certainly not a lack of them this time. Bleach is once again continuing one of the biggest comebacks we've seen in anime. For the gamers, we have Shangri-La Frontier and Gun Gale Online 2. There are 4 isekai returning, which of course includes the return of ReZero after a 4-year-long wait. It has been a hot minute since I last saw this. I gotta check the patch notes quickly.
I haven't watched it yet, but I really want to continue.
Okay. What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, I tried watching the first episode of this one, then I realized it's been way too long, so I'll probably need a refresher on season 2 first. Needless to say, this is the only time I can see weebs switching to the dub en masse to prevent subtitles covering up Emilia's character development. Blue Lock. Now, after becoming the top-selling manga of 2023, outselling the likes of Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, even
like the first season,
I can say the newest anime really is continuing that legacy, giving us the most faithful adaptation fans could ask for by truly making you feel like you're reading a manga.
Just move! You gotta go and just move. It's all I want to see some movement. I'm not seeing enough movement.
Why?
There's a remake of Ranma continuing the trend of resurrecting old classics to the modern day, and this is actually perfect for me because I actually have never watched Ranma before, outside of just a few episodes I watched as a kid, and I barely have any memory of aside from, was there boobs? We have our usual suspects in the fantasy category. Of course, we get another villainous anime. There's Sid from Eminence and Shadow if he wasn't actually OP, except everyone still believed that he is. I think this is what Crunchyroll sees in the mind's eye when someone mentions High Guardian Spice. Guys, I know we like to look down on that trope of having your protagonist buy slaves even though he's helping them out by letting the slaves join his party. I can understand how that can be a bit morally grey, so how about this protagonist? A guy who completely flips things on his head. See, he doesn't help slaves by buying them, he's helping out his party members by selling them into slavery. Wait, is that how it's supposed to work? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's all the new non-sequel isekai like usual? Is the era of isekai actually coming to an end?
Maybe.
What's this one about?
よくよく考えると異世界なんてめんどくさい。
Damn. Even Isekai is sick of Isekai. Alright, enough of this stuff. What's the actual new hottest show this season?
Smells like milk. Kind of looks like milkshake.
Oh shit. This grandma steal the show. And another grandma steal the show.
Based on a manga from yet another one of Tatsuki Fujimoto's former assistants. Now what the hell was this team that he had assembled? A team that has now given us the likes of Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise, Dandadan, and Spy Family. Bro clearly was just on this team vibing in the corner. Something special must have been happening at that studio to pump out hit after hit after hit, and Dandadan looks like it's standing up with the best of them. Shonen Jump titles can sometimes feel like they're playing things by the book, following the tried and tested formula. So does Dandadan fit that mold? No, I don't even know how to describe the premise of the episode, but it plays out like a fever dream based on an Alex Jones monologue. Aliens, ghosts, psychic powers, spirit mediums, and then there's this old lady who sees a boy and goes, This anime is anything but by the book, which is why Science Saru is not only the perfect studio to adapt it, but you get the sense that they've gotten their dream project. This is the anime studio equivalent of find someone who matches your freak. The animation is oozing with expression and character through every single goddamn frame of this show, even by their normal standards, and they just keep going every new episode. This is the show to be watching this season, and if the weirdness doesn't turn you off, you are in for one amazing ride to come. We got another anime original. Let's see what this one's all about.
Yeah, really positive introduction.
Did he just try to... Damn, he does not look like he's in a good place, and the doctors just gave him 2 years to live? Wow, what a way to start the episode. So this is the story about a man with a terminal illness, huh?
No, it's about fishing, of course.
Oh, okay. So we're doing this now. When I imagine what would be in a cozy fishing anime, I don't normally associate it with a guy failing neck pull-ups, getting cancer, drowning in crippling debt, and getting scammed by the crypto market. Bro can apparently catch anything except a break. But this one's been interesting. For a series with such heavy topics, the vibes have been on point. It kind of reminds me of Welcome to the NHK with a fishing twist, and I'm intrigued to see where this series goes.
どうせもう長くは生きていないんで、人がそんな簡単に死んでたまるかよ。
Did he just call terminal illness as a skill issue?
我が妹に勝る者などこの世にはいない。
Hey, go on, come get your man. Hey, this is my man. Come get your man. Stop saying it's my man. Bro, come get your man. Why does everyone keep telling me that this is my man? Somehow this managed to be regression, incest, and NTR all in one. Going back in time to avoid marrying a guy who secretly wants to bang his sister. Well, that's the beauty of the regression genre. You can go back to being a 15-year-old to redo your life choices. Let's see who the next man in line is.
私はその年齢的に
理想的だ。
Sometimes people can really stretch the definition of a hidden gem, but I've seen almost no talk about this show
that's
piqued
good
my
stuff.
interest like few other anime
Really
have.
good stuff.
On the movements of the earth. It's 15th century Poland, a time when you can get arrested, tortured, burned at the stake simply for researching any heretical beliefs that go against the common sense teaching everyone already knows. God created Earth and thus put it at the center of the universe.
Sold from the beginning.
Enter Rafał, a genius, logical kid who just wants an easy life with a curious hobby in astronomy. He's going to study theology for an easy life path to further appreciate the teachings of God, until by chance he meets a convicted heretic who blackmails him and gives him something so awful, so dangerous it could get him killed. An idea. What if the Earth wasn't the center of the universe? The stars didn't revolve around the world, but instead the Earth revolved around the sun. A stupid, nonsensical idea that Rafał immediately dismisses as he goes home confident that he can disprove that idea in a single night. But as he starts thinking, as he starts entertaining the thoughts, mapping out the models, doing everything he can to dismiss the theory only to find himself falling deeper into it, he realizes something terrifying. Shit. What if this idea is actually right? It's rare nowadays that I see a concept I have never seen before, but this one fit the bill perfectly. A series about dropping the biggest twist on Earth lore in human history while having to keep it secret from the church to avoid death? Sign me the hell up. This is Nicholas Copernicus' Vinland Saga star with some genuinely fantastic storytelling and characters.
But not that
Outside
long.
of Dandadan, this has been the new show I've been excited about the most. Take my advice. Go in blind and give this the 3-episode rule and you won't be disappointed. We got yet another I Can Fix Him quirky romance story about a girl getting into arranged marriage with a downright psychopath of a man that could only ever lead to the most toxic relationship of all time. You don't need to be a genius to see that this is just a bad idea. If you asked him what item best describes him, it'd probably be this.
So
I mean, just look
up.
at him. I gotta ask, girls, is this the kind of man you really want? Do you really think he can be fixed? I just think that...
Give me that.
Sydney, I'm recording... Hey, Sydney!
I am hijacking this video to give you a public service announcement. Ladies, are you tired of the same old boring anime nice guy love interest? Don't you want a fictional man with a little bit of spice to him? A man who's so infatuated with you, so obsessed with you, that he will protect you, keep you safe, even kill for you! In a fictional setting. Sure, he might be a little mentally unstable. Sure,
little.
he might break a few laws, but he will worship you like the goddess you are! Like the goddess you deserve to be! Take your boring vanilla protagonist, keep your majestic
But
Prince
they're
Charming.
both
Why do we keep
a
ignoring
little bit
the undeniable
crazy.
fact that a little bit of crazy is just that little bit hot? Again, in a fictional setting. So I say to you, we don't want to fix him. We don't want him to be fixed. I hereby declare, I proudly let him ruin my life.
I apologize about that, guys. I assure you, we only promote healthy relationships in this household. Okay, let's just move on. What do we got next? More Danmachi. All right, let's see what we got here. Gentlemen, are you tired of the same old boring anime nice girl love interest? Mecha Ude. The story behind this production is almost as interesting as the story of the show itself. The brainchild of Sai Okamoto, a young, ambitious animator who had a dream of directing her own anime. She put together a team and a Kickstarter, raising $65,000 to fund a
another
pilot, which after
Trigger
years
project.
of delays and struggles, her and her newly formed studio Trife managed to complete it. But the dream didn't end there. That was clearly just a stepping stone to a much grander vision, which they announced last year to confirm that a full anime series was in production. And now, 8 years after the original Kickstarter, this is what
8
they have
years?
to show for it.
Yeah, trigger. Trigger arm. And not only arm.
One quick look, and you can immediately tell what the influences are. Glorious, over-the-top action, wearable limbs that are also sentient, Hiroyuki Sawano doing the soundtrack. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought this was an offshoot team from Studio Trigger, but that doesn't stop it from standing out from
We'll try
90%
to
of the other anime you
redo.
usually see. It's a loud, in-your-face, bombastic action show that wears its influence on its sleeve, fueled by the passion of the people behind it.
forget this
This
show.
project is clearly a dream come true for the creators involved, and while the plotline might not be something we haven't seen before, I am sincerely hoping they are able to pull off something special, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. Oh hey, a harem anime where a guy moves into a shrine and has to pick one of 3 lovely shrine maiden
how
sisters to
original.
marry. I think I've seen this exact plotline like 5 times before. One of them was Temperu, and the other 4 were definitely hentai. This feels like an anime that jumped straight out of the mid-2000s. The first 10 minutes was a goddamn speedrun of every cliche harem anime trope you could think of. This could be a nice comfort show, but it's gonna need to do something a bit different to really hook me. Editor, can you rewind back just a bit? And again?
That's enough?
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. Another show revolving around getting married? Is anime trying to tell me something?
結婚ってそんなにいいものなのかな俺は結婚するって言って指輪をはめてただそれだけだよ結婚って結婚ってそんなにすごいことなのか
Here we have 2 co-workers who decide to stage an entire fake marriage, lying to their co-workers, lying to their parents, going through an entire season-long Kaguya-style plan, all because they're afraid of being transferred to Anchorage, Alaska. Shout out to the 10 anime fans in Anchorage catching strays. Honestly, I'm just happy to see more romance anime with adult characters. This is the type of setting we need more of. Not yet another high school romance with socially awkward teenagers.
Yeah,
this
adult
time
characters is
socially
good.
awkward adults
We
so
need more.
adverse to social interactions,
Definitely.
they'd rather fake a relationship than just tell their boss they don't want to move to Alaska. So, you know, way more mature. Alright, an all-new original Dragon Ball that was the very last thing Akira Toriyama was working on before he... Hold on a second. Sorry about that, I had to shut my window. I could hear the entire continent of South America from here. Seeing Toei splice in highlights of the Buu arc with modern animation, I get the feeling it's only a
I've
matter of
never
time
watched
before they
Dragon
decide
Ball
to do a
still.
modern remake. But this
maybe one
time,
day.
the entire cast have been turned into kids in what looks like a new adventure with OG Dragon Ball vibes. Not gonna lie though, Goku being a kid isn't gonna stop his fans from saying, well, you know, he's still strong, he can still beat All Might, he can still beat Gojo. Well, Dragon Ball fans, maybe, but
And
can he
everyone
beat
else.
this?
Impossible!
毎朝一番に来て誰よりも練習してあんな
The
に
box so
悔しいって感情
pretty.
も持ってるのに
猪俣くんどうしたの
Dude, girl.
Ah! Woman basketball! Last season we had a jam-packed, all-you-can-eat buffet of great romance anime to pick from, and this season's heavy hitter seems to be this. Blue Box. I know I said earlier I was looking for a romance
Blue Ball.
outside of a school setting, but I might just have to make an exception for this one, because this was a full-on insulin shot straight into my veins. Not only does it clearly have high production values, especially among the other Blue anime, but it also really looks like they are not shying away from the sports aspect
And a
of the
great
show either.
opening.
You've got your tournament arcs, promise to go to nationals, an adorable romance brewing between two characters dedicated to their sports. This looks like a real 50-50 split between a sports anime and a romance drama. Manga readers have talked this one up, so I'm expecting a lot of good things, and I'm interested to see how they end up tying the romance to them hitting their goals.
雑念が入るたび腹筋30回しよう
あれもう行くの春休みなのに早いね
There's a show called Kimi wa Mero-sama, or the official English name, You Are Miss Servant. A great name because as someone who knows a little bit of Japanese, I can confirm it's pretty hard to find an accurate translation of the word Mero. Can't think of any word at all. This is basically Violet Evergarden meets that crazy maid from Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
It's
basically
cute, but also
it is.
she's a kudere, so I don't think I'm going to be able to connect with her that much.
変わらず
But she's
味
so
の良
cute.
し悪しの判別なんてつきはしない
On second thought, she might fit right into trash taste. For anyone looking for a magical girl anime, we got Acro Trip, aka PG-13 gushing over magical girls. But the one I got my eye on is Magi Lumiere, for a satirical, grounded take of magical girls where they fight the biggest evil of all. Corporate management. This may be a magical girl anime with fantasy elements, but I don't think we're gonna get a more true-to-life representation of the job hiring process in the modern day.
仕事はないか金がない
I stand corrected. This one was surprisingly enjoyable. You've got an all-powerful demon lord
The setting
with unmatched
was
potential,
really great.
a mastery of deadly magic, is able to bend the entire world to his
interesting.
will. He gets resurrected 500 years later into a cyberpunk world where his legacy is forgotten, his followers have moved on, and technology has rendered his all-powerful magic completely useless. Motherfucker just got the true Zoltrak experience. It's a mishmash of such a wide variety of tropes, genres, and settings, and somehow it works. You're seeing Anos Voldigode getting humbled and being forced to survive in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, where the show asks, what can even a demon lord do when he has no job prospects, no qualifications, no experience to speak of, and no practical skills that would be useful at all? He becomes a Twitch streamer. This is getting a bit too real. The corporate experience doesn't end there, though, as we have an anime about an unlikely duo rising up to become the world's first
From the author
trillionaires.
of,
Their
Dr.
secret:
Stone.
spend all their early investments on stupidly expensive office chairs like this. Like, okay, I'm not looking for the most realistic story in the world, but how's that gonna help?
It's the same.
These guys are going to be trillionaires, I tell you. They know exactly what they're doing. This is 100% based on reality. Like how a lot of the internet's reacted to this. When you hear a title like My Wife Became an Elementary School Student, you're probably going to be like, damn.
Yeah.
They're letting Drake fund anime now? But anyone who actually watches this will realize this is a ridiculous title that misrepresents the type of show that this is. 10 years on, after a man lost his wife to illness, he and his daughter have never gotten over it. A shadow of the people they used to be, nothing has truly filled that hole that their wife and mother had left when she passed away. Until one day, when she shows up at the door as a reincarnated 10-year-old kid. Except, no. The family gets a second chance to spend precious time together. The father rediscovers his purpose. The daughter gets her motherly role model back that she was missing. But as the episodes play out, you feel this melancholic atmosphere. We're all armed with the knowledge that these happy times can't last forever. Eventually, they're going to have to face the reality of the situation, and you're sitting there prepping your heart for when that ball's finally going to drop. It's a story about coping with the loss of a loved one and how to move on from that. And while the title is bait as hell, it could have been worse. I mean, what if it was this exact title except, oh no. Uzumaki. Junji Ito is one of the most influential mangakas in the horror world, producing some of the most unnerving, terrifying stories you can find in the medium. True works of art that deserve an anime that give them justice. But time after time after time again, people have attempted to adapt his work, and every single time without fail, it has resulted in an anime that was more cursed than the stories it was adapting. That is, until 5 years ago, a trailer was released on what is arguably his magnum opus, Uzumaki. And the most terrifying thing about this was, unthinkably, it actually looked good. This was it. The last chance. If this didn't work, there was no hope in hell a good adaptation could ever be done. Just one more time, we can hope. Then, radio silence for 5 whole years. Until today, when I'm proud to say they finally did it. They actually did it, boys. Look at this. This is beautiful. It's unnerving. It's everything a Junji Ito adaptation should be. They did it. They really did it.
Possible. First episode was great.
I hate everything.
Before I finish the video, I want to add to Demon Lord 2099. It's a really cool moment when, and I don't know why Gigguk didn't add it, because when the Demon Lord who transferred to really futuristic setting, and he just set up and found himself at the unknown place, and he found a huge screen with the VTuber from ILApod, Tova. It was so funny because what the hell? But for me, fan of VTubers, and I blame Gigguk for that ticket to rabbit hole. Yeah, it was really funny. So yeah, let me know what do you think about new season in the comment section. I really want to know because it's interesting what other people think about animation in general. And see you next time, or maybe you get some recommendation for me to record another reaction in terms of anime connected content. Again, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.